Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are about to jump into some more Unreal World today, continuing our Caveman series with episode number 8. And if the algorithm just dropped you here for the first time, I've got a link to the full playlist for this series down in the description. And if you do get caught up, I've got a whole bunch of other Unreal World content for you guys too down there. But anyway, before we do jump into it, I just want to mention that I got a new Patreon supporter recently, and they sent me a really nice message. And it made me think that I need to give a personal thank you to all 9 of my Patreon supporters. I do have the video at the end of each episode, but I sometimes don't think that's enough. So I just want to say thank you to Spuds, Mr. PZ Jones, Pop of 2, Ian, Paul, Roasted Pot, Anchor, Magpie, and Crypto Coning. You know, sometimes I do find it difficult to maintain my upload schedule, but whenever I do start to struggle, I think about my supporters there. And some of them I've gotten to know quite well over, I think, almost a year, with one in particular that we've chatted on Discord and stuff. So once again, big shout out to those folks there. Keep me motivated and stuff. And to a large degree, that goes for everybody out there who tunes into the series and likes the videos, leaves comments. You guys have really helped me to get on that road to one day achieve my dream of becoming a full-time YouTuber. But with that said, let's jump into the episode, guys. Well, we're not quite ready to go on our big trading trip yet, but I had to dash over to the forest to get more cordage, and when I zoomed in here, oh boy, they gave me some sort of a message about rabbits. So if we look at the traps, what's that wiggling its cottontail over to the left? Looks like a little rabbit there. Actually, it could be big. I don't know. It's a wounded small hare. It is small, and it's wounded itself on our trap. How dare you? But nonetheless, we've got ourselves something besides a bird, which is not that uncommon in these little light lever traps. They'll take out small hares and stuff, obviously, but you don't see too much bigger in these. You got to get bigger traps for that. So let's grab our knife, blunt to the head. So yeah, as I implied, we're not quite ready for the trip. I was thinking I could go now with the furs that we have and probably get some stuff, but it would be better if I waited until one of those big old stacks of meat was completed. You know what I mean? Then we can actually hire a couple people. It won't be so bad. As it is now, I'd probably need to go and trade for some of their food just so I could hire an NPC. So let's hang out here. Doesn't mean we can't have fun, though, and do some crafting. If we get back to our shelter real quick, this is the place to be right here. And so I've been working on trying to put together some arrows, but not just any old kind of arrow. They're fletching arrows. And as far as I can tell, what that means is that it's a forked arrow. You can see I've made 3 poor forked arrowheads. Those are made of bone. I did use bone for that, and I've been collecting saplings as mentioned. I also got the birch saplings, which we will use to make arrow shafts. I've got 4 of those, and I had some feathers too from one bird we killed. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I'm not trying to get too ambitious here, but 4 or 5 fletching arrows would be helpful right now because I'm down to only a couple left. Why can't we look at that? There it is. I've only got 3 arrows left from my original trade, but no big deal, no big deal. We've got a rabbit to deal with, so let's go ahead and drop that sucker. Now this is going to be small. I'm betting it'll give me 1 piece of meat. Let's just see, pick up the bones real quick. All right, let's check on it. Down 4 hair bones, and where is it? 3 hair cuts. Oh, wow. That's way more than I expected. Well, I tell you what, we're going to hang on to those, and I will just use those to sacrifice over the next coming 3 days and whatnot. But the fur itself is mine. The gods can't have that, so let's go ahead and clean this thing. Now, it is harsh quality, which is unfortunate, but we're still getting better at it. It takes a little time to master these skills. Okay, now here is a look at our current fur and one little tiny piece of leather I have. 2 pieces of leather, and of course the antlers and bones we've accumulated. So some of this we can trade away eventually. But speaking of trading, like I said, we're going to wait on our trip to the settlements, but I do really need to get up to my cave. Yeah, I'm going to make a mad dash up there real quick. The leather is still being prepared here. It's got one more stage after this. And I think we can make it, though. It'll definitely be ready to go when we get back. But I want to do this just because not only did I leave my axe up here, but I left the thin cordage, which we're going to need to make those arrows that I talked about. So it's, for one thing, the arrows are the thin cordage is very light. So I could just keep that on me and walk around with it. Theoretically, wouldn't be a big problem. The axe itself is, of course, a big old bulky broad axe, but it's a masterwork quality. Here's our cave. Let's go ahead and zoom into this baby. All right, so we are definitely going to set up a nice little home at this spot. Here we go, 17 torches. We'll leave those. I believe I put everything up right here behind this pillar. But we're also going to head north at some point, and I think I said we'll try and find a cave closer to the coast, too, maybe once the ice melts. So this is like a future goal, but we'll find a nice cave by the coast so we can start to do some active seal hunting. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But I've hunted them in the past, not for any series though, unfortunately, so I think it's time we start, right? Anyway, so that was a pretty quick trip. You can see it's still just morning time. Let me go ahead and see what we've got. Our axe. Oh, did I not take my cordage? What did I do with it? Is it up here? Oh, maybe it's at that other shelter. I've got 2 shelters. See, it's good to have them spread out, like locations where you can settle and cook meats and stuff, but it's also a little bit confusing at times. Nonetheless, we did put our axe here, so I've grabbed that. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to take any of that stuff. Let's go ahead and exit this place. We will... there's too many cliffs here. I don't love that about it, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. So we're going to, I think, return to the southern shelter here just to make sure that that skin gets processed. I'm not super worried about it going bad, but nonetheless, it's good to stay on top of those things because if I don't, I'll honestly forget and let it go for like 6 days and then it will start to rot. All right, we are back at the shelter. I took care of the furs and the skins and everything. Oh, look, yes, and I was going to say, on my way back here, I came across an elk that was right here tucked into this little spot, and he's still there, he or she. So that's pretty fortunate, and we're definitely going to give this one a try. It's super close to the shelter. It's all right. I'm zooming in here kind of from the wrong direction. Oh, still popped us in perfect, so... We've got our backs to the forest above us, and if we chase him just right to the south, he should be pretty much in the open for a long time. So let's look at him. Big, beautiful bull elk. All right, so we could take a shot at him. I might as well. Maybe we'll go for a headshot. We'll get lucky. Nope. Of course not. Okay, no big deal. It's basically just a distraction. Not a distraction, it's just to get him sprinting. But it worked. Haha, it was successful. Now, one bad thing, I don't have good visual field here. As you can kind of tell, yeah, I'm only seeing a part of the map, which is a problem. It's definitely going to be an issue, but let's stop running. I'm already at negative 50%. I should have waited a little bit longer since I knew this guy was here, but... maybe we can still pull it off. I'm basically just going to try and wear him out. I'm not even going to take another shot. At this point, I would probably miss anyway. Well, now that was a pretty long hunt, to be honest. All told, before I sped it up, it took about 6 minutes to record that little section, but of course it was a lot quicker for you guys. Nonetheless, it took me on a little chase there for at the beginning. I didn't think I would find it again, but we lucked into it. Sometimes it's just how it goes. You got to be persistent. Of course, we still haven't caught it yet. It is breathless though, so I'm going to go ahead and wield my broad knife, and I'm real hesitant to sprint after it, but I'll sprint for like 6 or 7 tiles, and then we stop just to really keep the pressure on it and try and avoid losing sight of it for too long, because if we do lose sight of it, it'll rest. And now it is breathless still though, so we're good. And I can tell we've got this boy. All right, gonna stealth just so it doesn't see me for my first strike. Does nothing essentially, but I still like to do it. Let's go into legs. Legs first. Shoot the legs. All right, he is now unconscious. Blunt to the skull. And there we go. After about 30 hits, which you guys didn't have to watch, he is now dead. We have officially caught a big bull elk. Well, a regular sized bull elk, but who cares? It's a great one. I'm happy about it. And it probably will be a massive amount of meat here for us, which is always good. I'm not complaining. And we've still got some roasted stuff left over. In fact, we should go ahead and sacrifice some of this. Sacrifice one of those haircuts. Beautiful. All right, so we got the skin. What quality? Winter elk skin. Good, good, good. It's not like good quality or anything, but it's also not bad quality. That's what I care about right now. In fact, you know what? Let's take a quick look at my guy's skills. Okay, hide working is one of his most improved skills so far. It's very hard to see sometimes, but the little yellow, brighter colored yellow sliver there indicates what he has accumulated since beginning. Stealth is his best, yeah, for sure. Knife fighting too. Yeah, he uses his knife every time we kill an animal. He uses that thing about 30 times. But all right, either way, we've got to butcher this boy now, so let's do it. I'm going to rest first. This might take multiple attempts. Oh, look at that. We got them all in one. All right, so I like to go ahead and grab everything, even knowing I'm not going to be able to carry it. I still zoom out to the world map. I mean, look how close the shelter is. That's beautiful. We still have to drop some stuff, so I mean, screw it. I'll just drop this. I know we're going to come right back here, and we'll just drop 49 of those. Still not enough. Damn, did you see that? We got 250 cuts from this guy. That is a lot. All right, there we go. So it's official. We've got him now, and I've got a lot of work to do. Luckily, I did just go pick up a whole bunch of more cordage too right before this. So that's why it's good to prepare. Anyway, I'm going to do the boring part, get all this sorted out. And like I said, we're just gearing up for that big trade trip. Well, the elk fur is almost ready for its final stage, at least the most work-intensive and labor-intensive stage. Nonetheless, the meat has all been taken care of. I've got most of it here. I did end up roasting some of it for our current use, but just to check up on our oldest kill, the dried food which should be ready the soonest, we've got 9 to 10 days for this stack right here, and that'll probably be when we're ready to go on our big trade trip, because after that we've got 11 days for this stack right here, and then it all starts falling into place. This one over here would be 14 to 15 days. There's another stack on here that's 18 to 19 days too, but anyway, you get the picture. So here's this boy. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, we got a full moon right now. Check out how bright it is. It's midnight right now, and you can see the moon is high in the sky, and it is totally full. I can literally see all my traps here in the dead of night. It's kind of cool though. But I need to kill 30 minutes. So one thing I always do is, you can see it here too, I situate my little shelter between a tree and a water source, and the tree is just for this purpose. So I'm going to hit skills, M for timbercraft, and then T to cut down some branches. And you can basically do this infinitely to any tree over and over again. It will not harm the tree, and it will never apparently fail to have branches on it. So you could just do this for 40 minutes. That should be good. And let's see, there it is. Okay, now we're trying to keep this thing at its current level of quality, which is just middling. It's just normal quality, but that's okay. Let's go for it. Skills, H for hide working, tea to tan it for that final stage. We've got a log just in front of us to beat it out on, and I've got a rock. Oh yeah, we had to rest. Let's have a little meal here. Eat some of that roasted elk. It's actually getting low. I'm down on my last 2 pieces now, but that's okay. We're just, you know what that means. We got to get back out there on the hunt. All right, let's go ahead and rest now. There we go. We're fully rested. Let's repeat. I have to rest again a second time. Yes. Wow. All right, he's actually tired and could stand to go to bed, but let's just push him on through there. Let's repeat. Beautiful. What did we end up with? I think just a decent quality. Nice. Look at that. That's going to be a big trader right there. We could probably get a dog. Maybe I could even get like some dried fish and a dog for that. I just have to see. But I'm going to drop it over here. This is my pile for trade goods, including furs and stuff right there. Oh, you can see I've been accumulating a whole bunch more withies and stuff. Actually, you know what? Let's take those with us, since everything is here is basically just in preparation. What I'd kind of like to do is maybe head over to this shelter for a little while and see what the hunting's like over there. So let's at least just grab the essentials like some cordage and whatnot and pick up stakes and change locations. All right, well, my guy's getting pretty hungry, and we've run out of food officially. Plenty of water, but we have arrived at our second shelter. Not quite as much open ground here at this place. Let's see. Oh, I've got tons of cordage. I didn't need to bring any at all. I also grabbed left some arrow shafts here. I think I'll pick those up. Yeah, this is a good spot. All right, well, let's see. Do I have my cordage on me? Yeah. I kind of want to go back to the other place now. Once I walk through here, because I didn't see any game, but we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a once over here. They're fairly close to each other, so it's not a big deal. And it is good, I think, to rotate out so you don't overhunt certain areas. I think that's entirely possible, especially with trapping, too. But we need to sleep. It's going to be tough. We are literally starving here. Well, we're not starving yet, but we're going to be. Nutrition is technically, we're malnourished right now, so let's push him. All right, we'll take a drink. Nice deep drink of the pond water. Delicious. All right, now let's get on the road, and we'll just kind of meander our way through the clearings here, heading back to that other shelter, where I just feel like we had much better luck. And I know I barely gave this place a chance, but let's just move. It is seriously a little bit more confined over here. Yeah, and that's about it. If you can see, the hunting ground is pretty limited. Close that out. It's just this little area down here. We could spread out, but this one's much bigger. Oh yeah, there's a lot more. The dark green is what we're looking at. That deep dark green, that's the open areas where I like to hunt so much. So, like I said, we gave it a chance, but it failed me. So we'll come back over here. I did grab those arrow shafts though, so that's fortunate. We're getting tired. And my sleep cycle is totally off considering it's the morning, but let's rest. There we go. It's one weirdly fortunate thing or handy thing about starving is that you can't really sleep in one big 8-hour stint like you could if you were full. And so if you just want to like cook something real quick, but you're worried about it burning, or if you just want to sleep for a short amount of time and not waste half the day, you know, it's helpful for that because it does wake you up in short bursts. Hey everyone, I just want to give a personal thank you to my Patreon supporters. Their contributions help make my work possible, and I am tremendously grateful to them. I'd also like to extend an invitation to you to help support my work on Patreon as well. Your donations allow me to upgrade my PC and avoid the dreaded hardware despair. It also gives me more time to devote to new projects and create longer content such as live streaming. No matter what you decide, thank you for visiting my channel.